Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today we're gonna play Blecxborg. Let's go.
Counted how many times he had to re-explain this to his family was 4 times. This was one of the first times he was explaining what happened with Ziox, and unfortunately, it was so badly phrased that some people watching genuinely thought that Ziox had done something of extreme harm.
Hey man. Of course, this thing involved multiple girls and alcohol, kind of insinuated the fact that it was way more serious than it actually is. So this dream didn't particularly help in terms of Ziox's allegations. Also, if you remember, in his document, he said that both Blecxborg and Ziox had not crossed the beef. That they did. He was just told that this morning. So while everyone was running like headless chickens thinking that Ziox had committed a crime, Bruce then comes out to see Dick, quote, screaming, Where are you?
matured. For your information, I have matured, but you clearly have not. I wish you no ill will, and suicide to the street is no joke. Never wish that upon anybody, especially when I have gone through both. But do me a favor,
Where are
please don't
you?
spread this information on the internet again. After everything you
I'm
did to
gonna
me
go
in
to
the
you,
past, you
Ivan.
completely destroyed my human mental and career to this day, and I can't still feel right screaming after all that happened to me. Get out of your fucking mouth. Don't take others down with you when you fall down.
Oh.
Use the discount version of Tecton. Then adds, I also want to make clear after all this, I
Huh?
still forgave them. This is what I did in the
Where are you?
that happened, but again, everyone was truly destroyed.
Mm.
One thing in particular, which is his job. So all of a sudden, you had glitter.
Come here. Let's go
Friend,
here.
girlfriend, acquaintance, roommate, I have no idea, but they're just always being together. Sweet. Those who we're lying now, to which Saks replies with lyrics from Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria that say, but don't tell no lie about me and I won't tell truths about you, indicating that what Oscar was saying was a lie. He was pretty much taking it out of proportion. But most people were unsatisfied. They wanted an actual response because the allegations were seen as that serious. Mexico, then the day afterwards, please stop lying about me. All of this goes against what we spoke about one-on-one, referencing the dinner he had with Asu in April. I feel gaslit and betrayed. I'm sorry about what happened, but I'm not to blame. I really wanted to be done with this, and I was ready to let you post everything you felt and not argue with you so that you would get closure. But you have lied about me, and the conclusions we came together. Your mental health should not come at the cost of others. I printed the initial document at your request to get people off your vaccine. You use it now as ammunition again. Also, really close to the stuff. So here he's talking about how the document he had initially written by Atsu was private because Atsu had asked him to do so. But as you can see right here, Atsu had saved it and was reading it out on stream for a little while. So here's Braxton's document. This one is 6 pages long. These are all the statements, 14 of them, that Atsu had in his final document. So Braxton answered every single one with true or false and giving what he thought about them. First one being, Atsu has the power to blacklist creators from working with lawyers. I cannot prove it. Atsu has the power to give contracts to creators working with lawyers. No proof it happened for me specifically. Looking at screenshots from Atsu's own documents, it looks possible a year ago plus. Atsu splits hate and Braxton to other creators and professionals. Literally none of the screenshots shared by Atsu. Atsu discriminates against white male creators.
Umiyak
Even
mo ako
before
eh.
that, early on, I had connected some dots with me, Tectone, Brand, Doro, and Boost, all not ever being reached out to when an effort was made for other creators. It was removed within an hour because I realized I was wrong for posting that, and clearly that wasn't the issue. This was something that Blackstone had posted in his initial document in his option back in stage 2,
Richie,
but he
unlock mo
removed
yung house mo.
significantly after. Blackstone only games with people who are bigger streamers in his immediate friend circle, or specifically a woman.
Oh,
So,
imig mo ako ano, roommate.
streamers at least seek to
So I
attend.
can sleep.
Lots of befriended creators such as Ant, Dish, Toronto, Lily, Pichu, Choose Them, and Grow. I don't know all your history. From what you told me, I no longer believe this. I also have privately warned Tectone about Braxton. This is true.
Oh.
I also blacklisted or had Braxton uninvited from parties. This was Jay, not Austin, Toronto. I also brought people back for photos specifically to Braxton at an OTV party. This is true. Oscar is silencing people to protect Ziox from undisclosed incidents. This is not true. He is not silencing anyone. Atsu is covering up a sexual assault. I don't know where this came from, but no. Braxton warned Atsu about it.
Ah?
Actor, actress at OTV party. I did as I was asked to by another voice actor the same day to warn other creators who have collabed or might collaborate. Braxton contacted 3 different Hoiberg staff regarding Atsu. I only remember contacting 2. One was venting about feeling specifically isolated by that clique, and they took it upon themselves to reach out. The second was in an attempt to contact Atsu. Braxton knew about the pay cuts Atsu was taking for other creators from Hoiberg staff, yes. So then Braxton decided to come up with his own pop quiz specifically made for Atsu, in which he asked them 14 true or false questions. The first one being, one of your closest friends lives with a Hoiberg staff member. You received multiple requests from Hoiberg to give suggestions on which content creators would be good to work with. You have a private Discord where you joked about me to and with your friends. Not getting an invite to Jake's party is not the sole reason for my document. You made it known to friends that you prefer I do not attend events you are at. Posting sponsored videos does not mean that a creator has signed a long-term contract. You and or some of your friends were on the long-term waivers contract sometime within the past 2 years. Breaching NDA can have dire consequences. Sometimes NDAs can state that you are not allowed to disclose that you had an NDA or that the NDA exists with the caveat that it can be disclosed under a court order or other methods for legal action. Sometimes one may need to deny that they got a contract to avoid hundreds of thousands of dollars in repercussions. Your mental health is neither my fault nor my responsibility. Your falling viewership engagement impact directly correlates with the game's overall viewership and not my document. You lied to your audience about the conclusions we reached in person pertaining to this drama in order to make yourself seem more like a victim. You betrayed my trust and dragged my name through the dirt after I was open and honest with you about everything, even confiding in you as you did me, despite our long talks and discussions about everything, working together to find solutions. Leaving the score at the end, something out of 14 with an answer key showing us what exactly is wrong and right. And as you can see here, according to Braxophone, everything is true. Now, as I mentioned, Atsu was streaming around this time, and while he was streaming, Brax released his document. So he went through the entire pop quiz and answered it. Here's what he came up with. The third, fifth, and last question were not answered with a true or false. Instead, he argued about it. So I don't know exactly what his final score was, but yeah. Then in Braxton's statement, he makes sure to say before I say anything else, I'm truly sorry for what has happened. No matter what has happened between us, I'm grateful that you are alive. And says, I'm not going to sit here and act like everything in my initial document is true, but I will say that I'm genuinely sad because I felt like we had worked everything out. But your newest document broke the trust I had in you from our more recent discussions because it basically shirks any and all responsibilities from you onto me and paints me into a villain that's ruined your career and life. Then says that he believes that ever since he made the Atsu document in phase 2, Hoiberg has made more of a concentrated effort to reach out to a wider variety of creators and get creators more involved than before. He doesn't know these things are growth, but appreciates it nonetheless, and then gives examples of things that don't make sense to him, the community, and other creators. Here he's referencing the first question that even Atsu agreed with, in which he says that a Hoiberg staff member actually shares a home with Toronto, the biggest Asian fat creator, as well as some other content creators, and how they seem to get a lot more priority than other creators, at least for the last few years. We're about to begin to read the whole thing. The next one says, bigger trust with Ask's response that he makes it sound like the main problem he had was that he wasn't invited to his party, and he really the best person. Also, hurtful that people are willing to ignore their years of being ostracized, ignored, and being shit on that came from that initial pregnancy. I did make one mistake in saying everything about specifically, but that doesn't change these things. He did construct me other people. He did out there was an actual blacklist that just wrote about. Specifically did not like me and it was friends. He then references the leaked forms of Oxford thing. I know you specifically said, I hope people do not feel obligated to report my state. This picture was full of information about the forefront of Russia's space and mentioned that you specifically do not like me and this is the people and laugh at me. Do you think that might have consequences for me? This is so funny. Middle school, that OPD where we already spoke about this. He says that he hopes that Oxford is better getting everything off his chest genuinely, saying that he wouldn't want. He mentions that life over this, he wouldn't want Oxford to hurt himself over this, and then he does live up to the fact, wishing him the best and hopes when it comes to him and his life. Even though his documents and substance and delicious forms of irreparable damage to his career, his friendships, and his mental health for years. Max is really sorry with him. And as he mentioned, his first document he would have taken straight to him if he wasn't blocked from contacting him. He then specifies something completely unrelated, saying also through Palestine, all eyes are brought us otherwise, because for whatever reason, after Oscar's document, people were calling him many names, including Zionists. To clarify that. Then makes a final statement which is want to again reiterating that he didn't know he was a YouTuber, he was told that he was nobody, and that he hopes he's not painted as a villain anymore over this. So to Blecxborg, he had to go through 2 years of suffering, thinking that he was the problem and that people didn't like him due to him being awkward and weird. From Oxford's perspective, he already had a lot of friends in the space and didn't need to add one more that caused him to be uncomfortable. Again, they both have their perspectives and they both have their beliefs. And it's clear they both didn't really want it to go this far, but it did. And here we are today. Toronto, on that same day, also comes out with a video called My Response. She pretty much states that yes, he was very scared by including himself in the drama. He's always been scared. And he apologizes directly to Oxford for not having his back covered in the face of this drama and that he hopes that they can stay friends. Dish then comes out with her own tweet saying, I would rather not do this, but these private messages from a circle of trust have been aired out. Now the shows continues to share after the allegations against me. Because I'm hopeful situation all around, and I just want to get this part over. And then Oxford kicked out everyone from the Bozo server that they had, all their circle of friends, and she saw it coming, so she took a bunch of screenshots of their messages in case he decided to lose their trust. This is a long thread. I can sum this up pretty quickly. This argues that she was there for Oxford the whole way and even warned him that she was going to make a post apologizing to Brax because she felt very bad towards him. They had calls, they had messages, she was there for him, they all cried together, etc. But she felt heartbroken that he had leaked the messages, that he has come to this, and that she holds no anger towards him. There's hopes that he can find happiness and peace for him. Oxford, even though he said he was getting off the internet and won't tweet anymore, comes back to quote Dish. Reiterates that even though a lot of things happened behind the scenes where she tried her best to support him, he still felt that when it came to her actions in public, he felt backstabbed and that she made him look worse, like he wasn't wrong. She should have come out and actually supported him. Dish then replies to this post and says, it is clear that we are never going to reach an understanding of all that happened or the motives behind each decision. I'm no longer going to try to reason with you. You are beyond reasoning. It's so heartbreaking that it's come to this, but I am moving on. So here, Oxford felt really hurt by one of his close friends because they weren't fully in support of him in phase 2. On the other hand, feels like she did what she felt was right. But she also got backlash for it because she's known as the very wholesome and friendly streamer / content creator. Even during phase 2, some people started to see her differently. Her public image definitely did not remain flawless. This publication they had on Twitter and her final reply to him actually looked even worse because his close friends were indirectly saying that this guy is beyond hope. Was she right? Was he right? Or were they both just bad friends? Who knows? It's completely up to you.
Okay.
You know what's by now. But again, at this point, what I wanted to know was what the hell was Fox do? So it finally goes live after a couple of days with this interview. He says that first off, he's fully aware that Ox is going through a very emotional and tough period in his life right now, and that he bears no ill will towards him. However, the way he wrote this was ridiculous, especially if there's something that happened according to Ziox 2 years ago, causing a lot of issues for no reason, and it should have been worked. Ziox says that this is about 2 different incidents. The first one being the Airbnb that Ox was on stream. Ziox had a friend, let's call them X, and they came with a group of friends to a party that Ox had organized. X then leaves with their friend group, wanted to get dinner, and said that they'll be back later. They come back later, but X's friends were all drunk. X's friends then walk into a room where everyone was sleeping, waking them up, which makes X and their friends get kicked out. Ziox felt really bad for X and kept trying to apologize because he didn't want them to feel like it was X's fault. And the other incident, let's say it happened water involved alcohol, and it was why was false pressure to drink during the party by Zions. They stayed there for around 2 hours and left, and Zions tried his best to clear things up and apologize to them, and apparently they're doing well. Don't have any bad feelings towards Zions. Of course, he didn't show any DMs, didn't show any evidence, whatever, because he argues that he doesn't want to just so casually show DMs with people like everyone else is doing and just keep everything private. So this made what Otsu said definitely seem extremely exaggerated. And again, as I mentioned in Fix, when you have a huge document, it doesn't matter how well it's written, as soon as there's one flaw in just one inconsistency, it is enough to bring down the entire document. But such a massive inconsistency that many people started the document mixed up. I mean, facts and community.
What are you eating? That's from yesterday. Wait, I'm gonna go take a sleep now. Good night.
People are like, what, that's it? As he's explaining,
Close the door.
skeletons in the closet, there's no way.
Close the door.
It made them turn on Atsu. All of a sudden, the
Might
document
get
was
rubbed.
really seeming like Atsu had fallen and was trying to take down as many people as he can with him. Face it. These themes have officially ended, so now, when Atsu tweeted this, y'all right, it's time to log off. I've said my piece and it's time to move on to healthier environments. Bridges have been burned, and this is this. I'm deeply saddened and deep in an emotional state.
Shut up.
I'm sorry it dragged on for so long. Great. And as he continues to replies, it's definitely not one-sided. Many people have different perspectives on this, and Atsu was most definitely not seen as perfect here. Everyone's hoping that this is the end of this drama that has lasted for more than 2 years now. But Tectone has expressed in his own words that he has 3 separate DMs with Atsu where it proves that he is a terrible person, even more so than he thinks he's already proven. Those 3 DMs are with 3 separate people. The reason why he hasn't released it now is because, again, in his own words, he's not a monster. He sees that Atsu is down, he doesn't want to bring him down further. He'll only release these DMs if Atsu crosses a line. And that line is the same line that Enviosity has already crossed with Tectone, mentioning partners, roommates, friends, family. Asmongold was asked about the Phase 3 drama and his opinions, and he said that without a shadow of a doubt, he believes that Atsu is in the wrong because of these DMs that Tectone has shown him. So is this truly going to be the end? I hope so. Breaking the traveling here to say, I hope so. Well, one thing is certain. Atsu and Tectone are not going to be friends anytime soon. And this rivalry has dragged the entire Genshin and Honkai Star Rail community to war, sometimes even against their will. I don't know what any conclusion you might have reached after the end of this video, but it's your choice and your choice completely. Make it so that you can finally move on and not care about this anymore. In the end, even though Tectone might see himself as the winner, I think that everyone involved has lost a lot. The 3 main people involved in this from the beginning, Goose, Fox, and Tectone, have all experienced adultery, reason to live. One can't help but ask the question, could this have been avoided? Who knows? I just hope that we can avoid having anyone in this drama actually hurt themselves. And that's it. That's pretty much the entire drama from start to finish up until today. If you unironically watched until the end, you're actually insane. This video is the most ridiculous I've ever worked on, so I really appreciate it. Now I'll be addressing why I'm in Atsu's document, but I'll be biased because, of course, I'm talking about myself. Duh. So if you've already made up your opinion and don't want to be influenced by mine, then hey, thanks for watching. Otherwise, let's do this. Alright, so I could not care less about this drama in the beginning of Phase 2. As I stated in my video, it would have been a stalemate just like Phase 1. Tectone versus Atsu would have ended the exact same way, whether it be Phase 1 or Phase 2. But when Blecxborg got involved, things changed for me. In my experience, he's only ever been a nice guy, willing to talk and give advice without expecting anything in return. There are many people who have sub 1,000 subscribers on YouTube who have DM'd him, he responded, and he gave them the same advice he would give someone with 100,000 or 1,000,000 subscribers. So when he came out with this document against Atsu and detailed how much he has been suffering the last 2 years, feeling ostracized and excluded from the community, thinking that it's his fault, that he's the weirdo. And when he showed the DMs he had with Atsu, where Atsu pretty much spoke to him like a pest, like an insect, like, oh, I'm keeping you at arm's length. And I don't even trust you enough to tell you why. This resonated with me on a personal level. I moved a lot throughout my life, and I made a lot of friends every time. But in one instance, I did have to deal with bullies. This felt like the same thing. Atsu to me was being a bully. In Atsu's initial response to Blecxborg's document, it didn't really help his case in my eyes. It showed an Atsu that we're not used to seeing. Someone very angry, hot-headed, and not careful with their words, as he is usually. And when he flipped up on screen with the whole photo incident, being so confident that he had used a different picture, even though he didn't, and had photoshopped Brax out of existence, this is where I made up my mind. So at this point, Box2, a Honkai Star Rail creator that I find really funny, quote tweeted the meme video that took the clip of Atsu saying, "It's not the same photo," from his stream. He said, "Yeah, Atsu needs to go." And I replied to that. I said, "That's actually insane, man. Brax was literally there just trying to make friends. And they took another pic without him, but decided to use this one and photoshopped him out anyway. LMAO, this is so bad. Wow." I mean, self-explanatory, right? This looks bad
I'm
no matter
here.
how you look at it, in my opinion, of course.
Alarm.
This was included during phase 2 in Atsu's final document. Atsu says this: "People started replying to where it was stalking him, but I maliciously only removed Braxton's photo and then posted it on YouTube." This is literally a content of 100%.
Maybe tomorrow na ulit. Tomorrow na ulit.
Okay, cool. But I still don't see where I'm wrong.
Tomorrow na nga uli.
Regardless
Tomorrow
of
na
whether
uli
it
pwede
was
magbigay.
or not. This was the only picture he took with Brax. He was photoshopped out, regardless if you're using it for marketing or not. This is the point I'm making. It looks bad. And you made it look very bad because of your response on screen, and that's not my fault. Also, for someone who claimed that they stayed away from Braxton because he kept talking about numbers, it's funny how the only thing you point out about me is my sub count. This isn't the only thing I did during phase 2, though. I didn't show this pic from Atsu in my video because, frankly, it didn't really hold that much importance. But he said that he'd be deleting all his tweets regarding Braxton and Tectone because it was implicating too many people and dragging them in. But then he ended his tweet with, "I believe Braxathon and I are going to have a private discussion whenever he feels comfortable to do so." See, from my point of view, at this point, I thought to myself, like, way too late for that. Braxathon had already made an effort to contact you and ask if there was anything wrong between you two, and you treated him like an insult. He then ignored you, he tried to reach you through other means, you blocked him everywhere. So only now, when you were getting backlash, getting problems,
Oh.
you decided private discussion with him after 2 years of making him feel like there was something wrong with him. Maybe I went a bit too far. I did end up triple ratioing him, and I said this: "I think you should just leave the gifted community for good and never come back. The irreparable harm and trauma that you have caused to countless people over the last few years has taken away any of your talking it out privately privileges. Time to go to bed, Grandpa." And no, I don't really regret tweeting this. Look, at a certain point, you can be a trendsetter for all your life, have a cool career with no downsides. At the same time, when someone is being wrong, hell, if I'm being wrong, I'd like to think that the people being wrong. So that's why I decided
Bawal
to
pa nga.
stop it, even
Bukas
though
pa nga
yes, you
uli.
risk the way you perceive me, you did this to my brand, etc. Because I'd like to think people would do the same for me if I get wronged by someone bigger than me. This is my reasoning.
Ah.
On this phase 3 document, I get mentioned 3 times. The first one is here. Oscar said, "I provided 55 pages of evidence and accusations of the facts." As the narrative had already been spun and set in stone by Tectone, as well as other creators looking to get involved like Boxu, Gotchasmack, Mr. Boki, MTAS, Nugent, the list goes on and on. Again, I still don't see the disinformation I contributed to, but maybe I'm just biased because we're talking about myself. I mentioned the second time when he lists the alphabetical order of people mentioned at the end, and I mentioned in this paragraph. He says, "Temujin, we've never interacted, and my only knowledge of you is that you're a drama-focused creator. Likewise to others, I don't think you had it as an intention to cause guilt for me. But you also made several comments and remarks that caused me grief. The way you went about it was quite childish as well, and I hope you realize you also had a lot of influence. If you're going to cover so much drama, I'd also hope you go above and beyond to get all the facts properly. Otherwise, with just milking speculation and causing hurt to so many people, there's not much more to say than that." So it wasn't a bombshell or anything. This is why in the beginning of the video I said, like, it's fairly irrelevant. You could read the whole document without reading this, and you're not missing out on much. Now, look, I do try my best when I cover drama to get all the facts straight and not go based off of speculation. And if I do, I specify it. My role in this drama in phase 2 was just me standing up for what I thought was right. I saw someone who had suffered for 2 years and attributed their suffering to the way Asu treated him, and the rest was history. But my role was definitely so minimal. I could have done way more, but I felt like one ratio was enough. Now, what's my response to Atsu? Well, it's simple. My only hope for you is that one day you can look at yourself in the mirror, straight into your own eyes, and think, man, I'm so glad that the three attempts I made in my life never came to fruition because then I would have never been able to experience the happiness I'm experiencing today. I know it seems impossible right now, but I'm sure that you'll heal someday. Look, regardless whether you're right or wrong, this drama must have put 1 ton on your shoulders. And the fact that your wife had cheated on you must have put another ton at the same time. It's not easy, and I can empathize. Even though you're still adamant that you're not wrong and that you haven't really done anything to warrant all this hate, I still hope that you've learned a few things. Things that will ensure that no matter who you interact with in the future, they'll always feel like you were nothing but nice to them and treated them like a person. That's all, really. Now, to address the elephant in the room, you might be thinking, okay, well, if you felt that way about Atsu, how can I trust you to be neutral in this video? Well, by phase three, I couldn't care less. I genuinely don't care who comes out on top, who quote unquote loses. I don't care. I don't want to see this on my feed anymore, which is why I made this video so that everyone can get caught up to this drama and move on once they realize how stupid it is. And I hope I can somewhat influence that with this video because it surely isn't worth someone losing their life over. So let's end it here, please. Thank you so much for watching this video. Yes, I recorded and edited the entire thing myself, and I quite frankly need a vacation. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that might be. I love you so much, and you're the best. Mwah.
There's no words than hateful, said war between tea and wine. No words than passion, said war between brothers.
Nuclear drama is a term that many people have a different interpretation for. But for me, it's anything that's on my Twitter feed for more than a goddamn week, and that's exactly what happened with the Kenji doxing incident. Because what started as him breaking down on stream and revealing to everyone that he's been doxed 2 years ago and has been having to deal with the consequences ever since, evolved into something like you find in a crime ring documentary. The people involved, the fact that a member of a renowned VTuber group was involved, the fact that the doxer was an ex-moderator of his, it went deep and eventually devolved into another VTuber stepping in and pretty much fighting 1v1 with her community and his community. So it started as like this crime ring documentary and ended up as a UFC fight. It's insane. All in the span of a week. Now it's still fairly recent as it happened barely a couple of weeks before I published this video. But I, could you listen to your
God damn, they won't stop making the freaking drama. I know I have good judge. I know I have good taste. I know you crave it so fast.
Wuthering Waves released a developer note that got me really excited. So I want to go over that today. It's essentially what we're getting in version 1.1, but there's so much like quality of life.
Hi guys, thank you so much for this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel all the 30 minutes. And we hope to see you. What? Wait, come here.
First, of course, I do want to talk about the new stuff we're getting in version 1.1. That's relevant. Just in this one pixel alone, it does look super cool. The cold, icy atmosphere of the comic. So I just think that's really nice. First up, we do have some legendary starting with GT here. No real information about her besides this icon here. I think the guy is a structural character. Well, I really like her design. And as you might guess, it is a
What?
Egyptian type based on this icon.
Wait.
It's rather from GT. I am actually very surprised he is a Quad Blade user, to be honest. I was thinking more like but no, actually, so this is not the that was brilliant here. Again, that's super nice. Main story will also be continuing here. We'll also have a fun new companion quest. Also, this would be exciting for everyone who's going to be Kratos. And Echoes in this game, I can just do the farm, so I don't know if this is some sort of retro set maybe. It looks more Wastefield, but you know that your characters are Wastefield. I would have asked
Bye.
That's more down here that didn't get
Well,
us.
guys, thank you so much for this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed it. Bye bye.